Rolling on the river, the Waterfront restaurant in Covington broke free with a man on board.
The waterfront, the river down on the waterfront is letting loose.
The restaurant?
Yes.
Is it broken away completely?
Yeah, it's got one ramp holding it and the rest of it is broken away.
Now that voice you just heard was Bob Fogel, one of two men working for Jeff Ruby, who narrowly escaped injury when the restaurant started moving. The other man, Steve Poe, quickly tried to escape down one of the ramps, but couldn't.
I tried to run off the main ramp, and I got about halfway down there, and it fell in the river, and then I was able to get back onto the main barge. My biggest fears was going on down the river, riding it out. It was a wild ride for about 4 or 5 minutes as it was.
Bob Fogel had just reached shore when the cable snapped. He says the first ramp broke loose, then the second. The third held the barge until it turned all the way around. The restaurant traveled about 50 feet downriver, tore utility lines, and hit a bridge pier before it stopped along the shore. So the big question, what now? 9 on Your Side reporter Mario Ramirez is live at the riverfront with how the Coast Guard is getting involved. Mario.
The sign behind me is evidence that the waterfront is closed. Right now, the restaurant is secured to a tug attached to a barge. Now, there will be 2 tugboats by the restaurant all night. The Coast Guard will keep in constant contact, radio contact with the shore, and at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, the power company is coming out to detach power lines from the restaurant so it can be towed over to Hebron. The Coast Guard made it clear they do not have the authority to close the river, but they do have the authority to establish some safety zones while they make this move. Regardless of what happened today, Jeff Ruby still plans on reopening the restaurant next year at Covington Landing.